I have 10 minutes to explain how it's important to finish your sprint. So I start with a small reminder about the sprint. What is a sprint? And it is a time-boxed event, and at the end you want to deliver an increment of your product. So the sprint starting with the sprint planning. It is an event, and you will define your sprint goal, that what you want to achieve at the end of this time box. So to achieve this sprint goal, you will define a plan, and most of the time this plan is a sprint backlog item you want to do to achieve the plan. So what I said is time boxed, sometimes 1, 2 or more weeks, and no more than 1 month. And at the end you have a demonstration or review. You will show your increment to the stakeholder, and they will give the feedback. And you have another meeting about the team to improve itself as a retrospective. At the end of the sprint, you start a new one. This gives a great bit to the team to deliver. So what is important to finish your sprint? I will try to explain that with the basis of Scrum, and Scrum is an approach to resolve complex things by a small increment and a flexible one. So I show the complexity we want to resolve by a mountain, and we want to climb the mountain, and this mountain is our vision. We have a tech team with a product owner have to climb this mountain. We have different way to do it. More classic one is to plan everything before climbing, and the other one is to do by step. So another population is a stakeholder, could be your CEO, CTO. If you are lucky, it will be a direct client, could be a CRM, marketing team. It's a lot of people. Most of the time they are impacted by the product you are doing, but they can't do it. And the main question of them is, where are we? Because it's a mountain, but in the projects most of the time is when we will arrive, like a children in the car. So to achieve this vision, the team will do by small steps, the sprint, and to climb step by step your vision. And what's happened when you don't finish your sprint? First, most of the time is because you define a goal too far of what is achievable, or not clear. And most of the time is both. It's too far and not clear. As you can see here, in my first sprint, my goal is very high in the gray zone, and I can't reach it, and is also not clear. I don't know if I have to go in the left or right part. So in the second sprint, what I do, I add more items in my sprint. It's not more clear, and as you know, I have a lot of chance to not achieve my goals because they are not clear and they are too far, etc., etc. I represent 3 sprints that for all of them I don't achieve the goal, and I add more scope each time. So at the end, you can see after 3 sprints without a goal achieved, we don't know where we are, and particularly your stakeholder doesn't know where they are. So it's not good, and sometimes also the team itself doesn't know where it is because your goals are not clear. You not achieve your goal. And if I take the mountain, for example, the mountain, that is my vision, maybe I have a horizontal way and not a vertical one. That means maybe I can be everywhere in the mountain. I don't know, because I never achieve any steps. So one of the main impact of that, to not achieve your sprint, I will represent with meeting, but it could be by process or other things. Your stakeholders are worried because they don't know where they are, and they will start to ask to you where they are, and it will have a bad impact because you will spend most of your time in a meeting, and it will increase. More you don't resolve your sprint, more you will have meetings, and less you will have a time to work on other things. And as a PO, You will pass most of your time to speak, as I say, blah blah blah, and without time you will build a good product, particularly with your stakeholder. And this time spent have no value or have a low value. I don't say it's not important to give visibility, it's important, but it's very bad if you pass most of your time to explain where you are. Also, as you see, it's a vicious circle because more you are not visible, more you spend time and less is efficient. So, how to achieve the sprint? The most important part is to define your goal. And for me, we have 4 steps to have a good goal. The first one, it should be understandable by everybody. Your CEO, CTO, all of the business, eventually customer if you work directly with them, understand what you want to achieve for your sprint. The second one, it should be inspectable. That means you can check that you achieve your goal and when you start your goal. It should be reachable, that you know you can achieve it. And the last one, it should be unique. If you have more than one goal, or if you have a list of goals, is a backlog, is not a sprint goal, and you have more chance to not achieve it. So to help you, you have the plan of the sprint. It is most of the time a backlog item, but for the sprint. So now I will take the same mountain, my vision, but I will follow the different topic I explained before, and I will finish my sprint. I will have the chance to finish my sprint. So I remove the gray part. Yeah, the gray part is the unclear sprint goal, and I will do my timeline, and I start that the concept I have very clear goal. That is the point on the mountain, and I can achieve it. And what's happened? I have a lot of chance to achieve it. And if I achieve it, I know where I am. That is a very, very good point. And if I take my stakeholder, at this moment, he is very happy because first, he knows where you are, and you don't have to ask question about that. He will take time to give you feedback about the product increment. That means you can improve it quickly. You see the difference? In the first time I pass my time to explain where I am or where we are, and in the second time I spend the time to improve the product. It's totally different. So I can continue. I have my second sprint, I define my goal, is achievable. Also I have more experiences because I did the first step and I do my second step. I know where I am. The stakeholders can do feedback, I can improve my product, etc. etc. I could do my sprint in this way. And as you can see, before we was in vicious circle, now we are in virtuous circle. That means you create trust, people trust with you, and you are more free to do what you want and to improve yourself more easily. And the trust is very, very important, and for me is a goal to achieve a sprint. It's just to be free, to not have and pass most of your time to explain where you are. So if I do the same graphic than before, the timeline with the number of sprint or time spending in the sprint, in the meeting, sorry. So I will create a very low rate of meeting, and it is green. Why? Because the time spent is not to know where you are, but it's just to improve your product, and that have a lot of value. So, and just I want to finish about the trust. More you trust, more you can have creativity for the tech part, for the product part, but also for your organization. That is very important. So I just have to explain things as a Scrum Master and PO. If I check only my backlog sprint, that the items I took in my sprints, I never finish them. All of the time I have at least 1 or 2 backlog items in my sprint backlog. That for that is not a good practice, but I push a limit of 80%. But it's not the main important. As I said, the main important is your goal, and define very well goal with understandable, reachable, sorry, that is late. And if you define your goal clearly and achieve them, you will have this circle, virtuous circle. So I hope it was clear, interesting, and thanks a lot to follow me. And I hope see you next time.